need some attention.
Yeah.
So we need able-bodied individuals who can come up and help us clean that and get the leaves out from underneath our cabins and help us get some of that stuff open for the upcoming spring and summer events. So 8:30 on Saturday, or basically anytime you want to arrive in the morning.
And I will say, I mean, I've been there, I think, I'm not sure how many years in a row now, but you go up there, there's some little goodies to eat before you start.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee and juice. And you actually have probably 5 or 6 tables with sheets of projects. So you pick what you want and you go out. I mean, it's great. You go out and you see something and you see the finished project when you get done. It's like, I've done this. I mean, I cleaned it up, and you go back. I've completed that project, and go back and have a nice lunch. And the fellowship working. I mean, I've met so many wonderful people who have come up, whether they be from New York or a lot of Pennsylvania people that come up and help. The greatest people going, and so friendly, and everybody's so willing to try to help. And I kind of, the last few years, have brought the Lao congregation from Westover up. And it's just a riot to watch these people get out there, and they're not used to some of that stuff, and they take pride in doing in front of founders, spreading the wood chips and cleaning up everything. And it's a great feeling. You walk away and say, "Hey, it's like, look what we've done."
Yeah.
So it is. It's one of the best things I can think of. If you have time on a Saturday and you don't know what to do, you want to go up, you're going to come away with such a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, and we break the big projects up into small little pieces, so it's, as the saying goes, how does one eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah, right.
So to break up those large projects, so if you want to bring up the family, or if you just want to come up as an individual, or if you want to come up with a youth group from church, or if there's a men's fellowship or a women's fellowship, we have projects for everyone.
Everybody,
and all abilities.
Right.
So even if you can't walk very far, we have projects for that too.
Right. Okay.
We also have some projects that call for skilled work.
Yeah. Okay.
So if someone has some experience working with wood, we never have enough benches.
Okay.
And there are always stairs that need updating and various work projects for that. So it's a great time.
Right.
And the reality is, if people can't make it on May 2nd, that's not the only volunteer opportunity.
Right. Well, you could, if anybody's interested, there's almost, by contacting Dan Coleman, set up a time to go up and help them do whatever needs to be done. They're always looking for volunteers, so.
Yeah. We always have opportunities for people to come up and take part in the ministry. So
now, I'm assuming probably 2 weeks after May 2nd will be the open house?
Yes, we have our annual open house on Sunday, May 17th. It starts at 1:30 in the afternoon, and we have some crafts for the kids. We have a delicious chicken barbecue, some carriage rides, swimming and boating. Well, no swimming, just boating. The lake is still a little too cool for swimming at this point. I'll give it a couple weeks after that, and maybe we'll open it up for our spring fling weekend for the brave souls who are willing.
So
to
people can walk the trails, go in the buildings.
They can they can go in and snoop around all of our buildings.
Okay.
That's what they're there for that day. And then we're doing something new this year with open house. We're concluding the day with a campfire reunion for alumni.
Okay.
And we're using a very broad idea of who are alumni. And that is anyone who's ever been impacted by Sky Lake.
Okay.
So anyone who's ever stepped foot on Sky Lake as a camper, as a retreat guest, as a parent, as a grandparent, as someone who just stopped by at some point, we consider them alumni.
Okay.
So we're going to have a big campfire. We're going to sing some favorite camp songs from throughout the years.
Wow.
And of course, no campfire would be complete without some s'mores. So we'll have s'mores available as well. And that'll be great. And that's going to take place at 4:30 that afternoon. Okay. So Sunday, May 17th.
And that's rain or shine?
Rain or shine. If it's raining, we'll probably be in Founders Lodge, and we'll have the fireplace going, and we can still have the campfire experience. Because there's one thing about camp, we happen rain or shine.
Right. Okay.
So that's kind of the events leading up to our summer.
Okay. Now, once we get basically the camping season starts right after, well, will start before then, but once school is over is when
Mm-hmm.
your actual week camps start.
We start Sunday, June 28th,
Okay.
along with several of the other sites in Upper New York Annual Conference. We're one of 6 sites in Upper New York Camp and Retreat Ministries.
Okay.
There is also our next nearest sibling camp is Kosciuszko
Okay.
Camp and Retreat Center, kind of north of Moravia on Owasco Lake.
Okay.
Beautiful setting, great state of Theodore Case, the inventor who put sound to film.
Okay.
So you can thank Theodore Case for the movies,
Yeah.
the talkies, if you
Okay.
would. And then further north, we have Aldersgate Camp and Retreat Center up in Gregg, New York, which is on the western side of
Okay.
the Adirondacks, right near Boonville. On the eastern side, we have Sky Farm, which is spelled with a Scottish spelling
Okay.
of sky, so an E on the end. They're near Warrensburg and a great classic Adirondack camp. And then further to our west, we have Asbury Camp and Retreat Center on Silver Lake, just south of Rochester.
Okay.
And then in the far western corner, we have Finley Camp and Retreat Center on Finley Lake.
Okay.
So we are, several of the sites are starting that same day on the
Yeah,
28th of
okay.
June. And we're looking forward to then having 7 weeks of camps
Wow.
filled with campers. There's
Yeah.
still plenty of room in most of our camps, so people can register
Yeah.
for those. We have,
Now, I was going to say, for those, I don't know if they can see the brochure, but there is a brochure that
Mm-hmm.
you can actually call Sky Lake and probably have one sent to you.
Yep.
And it's skylakecenter.org. You can get all the information on
Mm-hmm.
the camps also. But this brochure actually covers all of the camps. There's a
Yes.
separate section for each one. And it tells about all those different things. You have sessions. I'm just looking at the one here for beginners, tri-camp, a readable camp. So, I mean, you start from somebody who's never been to camp and they can experience it. And
camp
go through
early,
it.
camp often.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we want to provide those opportunities for kids of all ages to
Right.
come and connect with, most importantly, to connect with God.
Okay.
We find that camping really has an impact on a person's faith journey and also their church attendance. So it's supporting the individual,
Right.
but it's also supporting their faith community back home.
Now, what is the age
We
limit?
start at age 5.
Okay.
As long as they've completed kindergarten, they can come
Okay.
to our tri-camp program, which is, we've actually expanded it a night.
Okay.
The kids who have been coming to that for a few years are kind of clamoring for
Yeah.
one more night at camp.
Okay.
Maybe not a full week, but
Right.
one more
No,
night would
yeah.
be great.
Okay.
So this year we've expanded it one night.
Okay.
We kind of pack an entire week's worth of camp into those 4
Okay.
days. And so now we'll be able to pack even more in.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to those campers. What we find too is that campers by nature tend to get homesick.
Right.
So we keep them really busy.
Okay.
And kind of decrease the opportunities for them to miss home.
Right,
Because
right.
they're having such a great
Yeah,
time.
okay.
But we find that by day 3, if they've
They're-
made it, they've made it.
Yeah,
And they can
they-
do one
yeah,
more
right,
night.
yeah, okay.
And so we're looking forward to those
Okay.
campers really kind of having an even better experience so
okay.
that they can experience.
What's going on?
They don't
Feel-
have to leave an hour or two after
Right.
they've gotten over their initial
Okay.
homesickness.
Yeah, okay.
So we're
Now,
looking
what
forward to
about
that.
special needs?
We do a pretty extensive special needs program.
Okay.
So we have 6 sessions for persons with developmental and physical impairments.
Okay.
Those are all done by application. All our, what we call our neurotypical
Okay.
camps or children youth camps, they're all done by registration.
Okay.
But once a month we have a group of folks who get together and read through the applications for our
Okay.
special needs camp sessions. And we place them into the different and various sessions. So we have Helping Hands, which is for persons in wheelchairs or who rely on walkers a bit
Okay.
more or use canes.
Okay.
Just some mobility
Right,
issues.
okay.
We then have our traditional special needs, classic special needs camp. So we do 2 sessions of that,
Okay.
where it's for moderately functioning individuals, as long as they're able to kind of care for some of their more
Okay.
personal daily
Right, okay.
living skills by themselves. And then we have a series called Buddies, Friends, and Amigos. So various ages of higher functioning individuals. Ideally, someone who could or does live on their own
Okay.
out in the community,
Yep.
or lives with family and very independent, just needs minor supervision.
okay.
And Buddies is for ages 9 through 29. Friends goes from 25 to 55, and Amigos, which is a new session this year, goes 50 plus.
Wow.
So
That's really great.
Friends
Yeah.
Camp just kept filling up
Yeah,
and filling up,
right.
and we decided that there's a core group of campers that
And the same, you get a lot of the same people every year.
we do.
Yeah,
We do.
Which is amazing. So.
As I tell our staff every year, as we're doing our training for our paid summer staff throughout the year, or throughout the summer, that a lot of the special needs campers have been coming to Sky Lake longer than any of us have been alive.
Yeah.
And I pointed to a couple campers that have been there since before I was born.
Right.
We started doing special needs camps in 1968, and there are a couple that have been there
Okay.
almost the entire time.
Wow.
And we're grateful that
Yeah.
they're still going strong.
Yeah. Well, it's a testament to what you do that they want to come back all the time. So that's
Yeah.
a great thing. So maybe as we're kind of winding down, what about the fee structure?
We do a tiered level. So
Okay.
we have the tier 1 is our highest price, and that kind of pays for everything.
Okay.
For those families or individuals who aren't able to pay as much, they can go with tier 2, which is $50 less. Tier 3 is yet $50 less
Okay.
than that. However, we don't want finances to keep anyone
Right,
from
right.
coming to camp. So we have a pretty substantial campership fund, and anyone is able to apply for that. So
Okay.
we have a simple application process that lets us know what the financial needs
Right.
are of the family, and we try to work with families. We can also do payment plans. And the great thing about the tiered program is we don't really pressure anyone to come in at any
Right.
specific
Okay.
tier. The only people who know what tier a family comes in at are
Is-
the people who are dealing with the registrations themselves. The rest of us don't know.
Yeah.
Because we want that experience to be the same regardless of what you've paid for camp. But there are some families who are just better able to
Right. Right.
provide financially.
Well, it gives everybody, like you said, it's an opportunity for everybody to go because if you can't quite afford the most, you can still
Yeah.
maybe come up and with the scholarships and stuff. It's
And I'm a little biased, but I think it's a great value for the dollar that
right.
families,
Well, I was going to say,
families
if you go on go to some of the paid camps around the area, you're going to pay probably 3 or 4 times what
so
this costs,
and
and not get the people that care as much or the type of setting that you're in that you come away with that wow feeling. So
I mean, camps in general are great at helping young persons connect with responsible adults and
Okay.
create those healthy relationships. Christian camping in particular is helpful in establishing kind of mentors in the faith. And Sky Lake in particular is helpful at
okay.
getting those campers connected with God, with healthy adults, and with other Christian youth who can then go forth and transform the world.
Good. We're just about out of time. Matt, I want to thank you very much for taking the time today.
Thank you.
It's snowing out.